Hello, everybody! How's it going? Hi! Welcome to session 1 of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. To be fair, though, this should, be session 2, because technically that session 0 was the longest session 0s I've ever done. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. A couple of things before we get started. Let me try and turn on some music here. Do I have music? I do have some music. Music's going to be slightly limited tonight because I'm still looking for good copyright-free music to upload. Working on it. But how about this? There. That's good for now. Everyone, welcome to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Couple of things to jump into before we get started. First, hello to all my lovely players.
Whoa!
Blue, Jams, Shy, and Allure.
Hello.
And give me a second here as I add Pud. Because we have a Pud now. And it's
Finally.
so fantastic. So if I understand correctly, Blue, you did the line work and Allure basically did the filling in, yes?
Yes, I have no ability to draw on a computer, so I just drew it and I was like, do the thing, and Alora did the rest of it.
But it's
threw a
so
sketchbook
good.
at me. Make
Yeah.
it happen.
Look, everyone. It's Pud.
Hey,
There they are!
look at the baby.
Hey.
Now make me very, very small.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks for adding the heart, Alora. I appreciate it.
Hey.
It's requirement. Yes.
I like that
Yes.
Pud's shorter than
Oh my
everyone
God.
else.
Yeah, just poke the top of their snoot over it, and
Uh-huh.
it'll
Oh.
be perfect.
Yeah, hang on. Like Pud's the only one that's like breaking the
We
window.
gotta get him a box.
All
They're
right.
2.5 feet tall. Don't make fun of them.
Hang on, everyone. I gotta go turn points back on. I have to turn them off when it's not this stream. So give me a moment, and while I turn these on, let me explain to everyone who's joining, what Ye Olde Shoppy is and how it works and how you can take part in it. Ye Olde Shop is a way for you to spend gold that you earn by watching this, and only this stream. And let me... Is it already earning points? Settings. No, there we go. Settings. Enabled. Okay. It's already enabled. That's nice. I did not tell you it would be enabled, but that's cool. I haven't streamed since last Friday, so nothing's happened. I just need to remember,
Fine.
I need you all, the 4 of you, to help remind me to disable this for my other streams, because we don't want people earning gold for non-D&D streams.
If I must.
Of course.
I appreciate it. I also have to change one of the redeem things, which is absolutely fine. So, everyone, here's how this works. You see up above me 4 items. 2 of these will rotate every week, and 2 of these will be constant. The top 2 is roll with advantage for 50 gold, and a hero dice, which is, at the moment, this might scale up, as they get higher level, but you can buy a d4 for a player to roll for anything they want to roll. There are limits, of course. The D4, you can't just buy them over and over and over again. There are individual cooldowns, meaning if you buy one, you can't buy another one for 90 minutes. So considering we generally do 3-hour streams, you could conceivably buy 2 per session, and give to our players. And those, I will let the players stack up, namely because all my players are really good about spending dice. You guys are really good about using those dice, so I'm not worried about that. Next to it, for twice as much, you have roll with advantage. This is basically you buying an advantage for one player to use. This has a global cooldown. So if someone were to buy it, no one else can buy another one for 90 minutes, which means at most, unless it's a long stream, you will buy 2 per session. Now, when you purchase something, when you purchase anything, you can denote in the chat who you want to give that to. So, and then I'll say, hey, Zoe, so-and-so from chat has bought you a hero die. Go ahead and mark it on your sheet. And all of you guys on your Roll20, you will see a box for hero dice. Just remember it's a D4, not a D6 at the moment. And those last forever. Advantages, also, I mean, you can save them up. I would request you guys use them fairly quickly. But you can save them up, I don't mind. Now, the big stuff, the stuff that's underneath them, is going to change out weekly, and there's only one per session. So in other words, these are not repeating. If you buy it, it's gone. And there'll be 2 things per session. This week, it is a potion of animal friendship and a potion of climbing. They're 150 gold apiece. If you buy them, then you can denote what player gets it. A couple of things to understand about that. The players will have 2 sessions, technically 2 and however much is left of the session you bought it in, to use the potion. And I also give the players this freedom. Typically, let's say someone buys Pud a potion of climbing. Ideally, Pud should use the potion of climbing. But if you as players come up with like a really clever use for it, and it requires like Eldar to use it, I mean, I'm not going to inhibit your creativity, right? So that's the rules for the players. That's the rules for you guys. And that's it. If you want to check your points, your gold, I wish I could change this, but if you want to check your gold, it's exclamation point gold. I'm sorry, exclamation point points, and that will tell you how much gold you have. So, for example, if I do this, you will see that I have 254,076 gold. Because I saved up a lot. Let's see here. And
Can I just say, I love the fact that it's redeem animal, because it implies that they're going to just randomly chuck a small furry creature or scaly creature. Who knows?
Yes.
Just critters being chucked at our faces. Here, have a thing.
Should we give the audience that, what is it, that gray bag of tricks? Just randomly launch an animal at us like a t-shirt cannon.
Oh, absolutely.
A big spider. Yes, poor Katsu.
Okay. So, I also want to note, just for the viewers, that this series literally made me go out and buy a 4th monitor. While I always thought that would have been excessive and not necessary, I literally needed the real estate. I've got Roll20 for me, Roll20 for you guys, my streaming software, my Discord for players to talk to me in private, my VTubing, and my D&D notes. I have 4 monitors now. All for the sake of Dungeons and Dragons. And with that, I think that's all the updates and things like that. I need to create something for chat where my moderators can type something, and it will type out the rules of how to use the store over and over, so I don't have to repeat this every session. But congratulations, everyone. You now are available to purchase things. And I will do my best to keep track of it. And do not hesitate, if I'm busy or forget, to remind me in chat, hey, I purchased something. Because, look, you all know it's me, right? I have the memory of a dead goldfish. So, there you go. And with that, would anyone like to give the first recap of... no, actually, I'm going to give it this time, because it wouldn't make any sense, because you weren't all here. So, when last we left... Oh, I feel like someone says that. Is that what, like, Critical Role does every time? I don't know. I feel like that's the thing.
Left off,
oh, jeez. Yeah, okay. I'm not doing that. As much as I love that show, I'm not doing that. Last time...
all these bitches was at this table.
Last time, when these bitches be here. Eldar, Zoe, and Muse had found their way to a magic shop in Whitebridge for different reasons, but they all found themselves there at the same time. Eldar and Muse were drawn there by the power of some sort of magical amulet that looked like a black star. when they found this item, they were suddenly attacked by creatures called gruffs, which looked like goatmen, basically. And there was a scuffle that ensued, and said scuffle involved death, copious amounts of death. However, our heroes rose above, became victorious, and right when the battle ended, right when the danger has subsided, more or less, you also, all of you, Zoe, Eldar, and Muse, we're gonna say this is like directly after Eldar, you kill that final gruff. Are you? I believe you're on the counter.
That is correct.
You're standing on the counter. You all hear a loud pop, and to your east, you see all of a sudden, a. It takes you a couple of looks, but it looks like a kobold in full mithril plate mail. Just appeared in that green circle over there, knocking over various baubles and items.
Yeah, I like to imagine that they appeared at least 2 feet in the air and just sort of collapsed.
Crashed into things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Real quick, everyone, how you redeem, if you want to redeem something, you just hit, so if you see above at the top of every item, there is an exclamation point redeem and then a word. Redeem advantage, redeem D4. That's how you redeem. You type that in. So exclamation point redeem space and then whatever the word is. So, I'm going to give this to you. Oh, hi. Before I give this to you guys, welcome. Thank you for the raid. Welcome to our D&D game. this is my fair warning. I'm going to interact with chat much less because I am D&Ding. I'm DMing. So my focus is on the players and the narrative and much less on the chat. So you can still talk to me. Just, I won't respond. Not trying to be rude. Players, I give the floor to you. You have one unconscious gruff. You have one dead gruff. You have a hole in the floor.
Okay. Really quick.
Mm-hmm.
I need a total count of everybody in the room with brown hair.
All right. 1, 2, 3. 3 people, and I will ping them for you. Here.
Does Baboon count? Is his hair brown?
No, his hair is black.
Okay. Also remember that Pud is colorblind.
Would he see black as brown?
No, just like red. He's red-green colorblind.
Gotcha, understood. So you've got this guy who is tied up at the moment. Zoe, how did you tie him up? What position is he in?
He's hogtied, so
Gotcha.
He's face down.
There's a face down goat-looking man with brown hair, hogtied to the ground. There is a dead one on the ground here, and then there is oh, give me a second. I gotta pull out an icon for him, and I did not get one.
There are 2 down here that are partially melded into the floor, apparently.
Oh no, they're all the way in the floor.
Oh, they're all the way in the floor.
There's a
never mind.
hole there.
Oh,
You know what? For the sake of fun, I'm going to include all the dead people.
Okay.
He also did not specify that they had to be alive.
Oh god, Burn's gonna kill me, but that's fine. There is a man with brown hair right here behind the counter, cowering.
Okay.
You see hit the top of his skull above the counter.
Okay, total count?
3.
Okay.
So 1, I'm sorry, Burn. 2,
Uh-huh.
and 3.
Hey, okay. So the kobold gets up, dusts themselves off, like flicks away all the like clinging pieces of whatever came down on top of them, looks around at all of you, and hops down off this little dais here. And then just like keeping their eyes on like Sophia and Baboon, like circle all the way around this side of the room, all the way around this table, all the way around, keeping their eyes on Muse, and then shuffle over to this gruff and kick him as hard as they can in the shins.
I'm not gonna make you roll an attack. They're hogtied on the ground. They're basically paralyzed, more or less.
No.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see if Puddle falls.
I get advantage because he's restrained, right?
Yes, so try not to roll 2 nat ones.
What is that, a d20 and...
a D...
Plus strength?
it'd be D20 plus strength. And your proficiency, I believe, because I believe everyone gets proficiency with unarmed attacks. They just don't get to add much to their damage.
Okay, so 1d20. How much is that? Come here, character sheet. Come here. Plus... Stop. There's a nat 1. Hold on, I get advantage.
There's a nat 1.
And there's an 18.
Go.
Hey.
There you go. That was close.
So close.
So you kick him in the shin, and you
There's a
hear
resounding clang.
right. You hear a cry. What is your strength score?
A 14.
Got you. So +2. I'm gonna say 3 damage because it's a metal boot. You hang on. Let me see. Hang on. He
Did I just kill him?
well, first things first. Were you doing lethal or non-lethal?
I kicked
You're
him
just
in the
kicking a
leg.
man in his shin,
Yeah.
so I'm going to assume this is non-lethal damage. No, he's just more unconscious than he already was.
Oh, okay.
So not dead. But if you had been doing lethal damage, he absolutely would have just failed a saving throw.
Christ.
So
Bud, goes over and kicks this poor gruff. And I say poor gruff as if he didn't just attack us, but this gruff in the leg, and Muse just puts a hand on her hip, cocks her head to the side, and goes, "I guess they've been ambushing everyone today."
Pud then, looks up at you, looks back down at the guy, crouches down and starts, poking his face, trying to wake him up. He grabs a horn and starts shaking him.
Oh, can I help you? Did you?
I gotta tell him something. It's important.
Oh, okay. Looks around at everyone else, just what the fuck is happening? Well, he's not feeling great right now. I could pass a message on if you'd like.
The armored head cocks. Well, I don't know you.
Do you know him?
I don't think that matters.
Fair enough.
They then sit down, crisscross applesauce on the floor. I guess I'll wait. Oh, here's a question. I don't know you, but I don't really have any choice other than to ask you, or they peer out from, because with them standing right behind Muse, they sort of, crane their head. The short dragons over there, I guess. Where am I?
You're at, double takes back to Baboon and Sophia, who she doesn't know the names of, just are those dragons? What?
you do see that they're looking on, not saying a word, but looking rather amused.
So, remind me, this is White Bridge?
Correct.
Okay, this is the city of White Bridge. Does that mean anything to you?
Only that I have to go downstairs. I think.
All right. I like looks back at the shopkeeper. Do you have a basement or?
Shopkeeper, who's currently peeking over the counter and has been silent this entire time, just looks at Muse. What?
They said they need to go downstairs. It's like,
Who are you people?
right, I am so sorry. Where am I? Like goes over. Like, are you all right? This has all been a great deal of stress, I'm sure.
What? And he kind of looks to you and looks to everyone else. Why are you fighting in my store?
To be fair, they did attack us. This was entirely in self-defense.
Well, actually, they were attacking you. He looks up. He's in the middle of casting something. Goes back to it.
Squints. I'm sorry. Who are you again?
That's to Eldar.
Yes.
I'm Eldar. Nice to meet you.
I see. Well, regardless, looks back at the shopkeep. This was not something that we instigated, and I do apologize. This has obviously been quite an ordeal for you. Just trying to be a generally calm, soothing presence in this man's vicinity.
He quietly gets up and walks over to the dead gruff that Eldar is standing above. Eldar, are you still on the counter?
No, he hopped down and he's currently ritually casting augury.
Okay. And he pokes it with his toe. What are these things?
Gruff. Not sure why it's here, though.
Gruff.
Oh,
Yes.
they believed that killing you would gain them favor with the Summer Queen, which is quite interesting, really. Do you know why that would be?
He, like, was walking to go around the counter and then just full stops mid-step, just past and slowly turns back and squints. I'm sorry. I obviously misheard you. Could you say that one more time?
Oh, is my mic quiet?
Just a little bit. I had to turn it up.
Yeah, it's a tad quiet.
Give me uno momento. Oh, it's nope, that's wrong microphone. How's that?
Ooh,
Hey, there we go.
better,
Okay,
better.
so
So much better.
they were here to kill you, obviously, to gain favor with the Summer Queen, which again is fairly unusual.
She stands there and she stares at you and blinks a few times. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Just shakes her head and goes back around.
Well, that's what they were thinking. Goes back to casting.
He kneels down behind the counter, starts rummaging over. Well, no, they didn't have any like bags or anything, just weapons, right?
Correct.
Don't have any pockets.
No pockets.
Oh, damn it.
The shop owner looks up at you. Gruffs? You mean like Billy Goat Gruffs, the fairy tale?
An approximation, I suppose.
Muse, roll me a history check. Pud, maybe you as well. Zoey and Eldar, you don't have to. You grew up in Ardenfell. It's a common fairy tale, the Billy Goat's Gruff, the goats that tried to cross a bridge with a troll, and how eventually they kept getting their bigger and bigger brothers until one of them killed the troll. Pud, Muse, you've never heard this fairy tale. Pud, kobolds like this story. Troll got killed.
From the back of the house, you hear, "I read that book."
Yeah, so rather than whatever the fuck I said, she just kind of like looks up from the gruff corpse to the shopkeeper and frowns. No, like the Fae that live and exist and are. What are you talking about?
What are the Fae? What?
I keep forgetting. Okay, yeah. Like waves her hands dismissively. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And then stands, kind of brushes herself off, and like facing away from everyone, just glances over at her familiar. What the fuck is going on?
Din looks at you, and in your mind you hear, sure. Did you do something I'm unaware of?
What the fuck am I supposed to do anything that you're unaware of?
This is very unusual.
You're fucking telling me. Just like spins around to face the actual shop and like. Okay, no, you said that they. To clarify, the Summer Queen wants me dead, or they thought that killing me would make her happy?
The latter.
There's just like a long stretch of silence where her face is just frozen in this like halfway expression of shock and something.
Why would they think that? That's fine. It goes back to casting.
I'd like everyone to roll me perception checks, please.
Oh boy.
Good.
Yeah, that's my girl.
All right. Muse, Eldar, Zoe. Wow. What is that? 2 + 4? Oh, guidance. Gotcha. Eldar, Zoe, and Muse, you notice that the odd purplish man with the horns in his hair is studying Muse now.
She just slowly turns her eyes towards him, raises a brow. Is there something I can help you with?
Possibly. Hang on. I gotta think my baboon. I've done too much other characters.
You can do it. I believe in you.
He looks at you for a little bit and says, that is possible. though I'm not sure yet. I would dearly love an answer to the gentleman's question over there. Why would Queen Titania want you dead?
It's been a while since she's heard that name proper, hasn't it?
Yes, it has.
Okay.
Most responses you get are like the guy standing next to you, like, what's the Fae?
So she starts to say something and then it just turns into stuttering you know her name.
Yes, I do, of course. Does not everyone? She is the Queen of the Sealy Court. Why would you not know her?
Because
And-
this is Ardenfell.
Literally, as that says that, as you're saying, because this is Ardenfell, you see the one that is obviously his sister walks up to him and literally smacks him in the back of the head. He looks at her. Ow! What? Oh! I mean... Who?
No, immediately starts long striding over just a whole 5'2", walks up, plants fists on hips, and looks up at these two just no, you do not walk that back. What? Do you know what's happening? How do you know that? Well, actually, puts a hand to her cheek. You are colorful enough to be from the Vale.
And as you're doing that, the woman just has her face in her hands, like, oh my god. And she looks up and she goes, "Well, dear brother, you've spilled the beans, I believe is a term used." And the man goes, yes, actually, I've been very rude. Where are my manners? Hello, I am a Baboon. A pleasure to meet you. I am a aspiring shopkeeper, though not at this shop, obviously. I would not be caught dead in a place like this. Except for the moment, of course. But I am Baboon. This is my lovely sister, Sophia. And we are pleased to meet your acquaintance. It's clear. I'm not even going to have you roll in such a... He is sidestepping the topic.
Interesting.
From the back of the house, you hear, hey, why are you naked?
You're talking to the tied up gruff.
No, I'm talking to Baboon.
Oh. I should point out he is wearing purple and gold robes.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Gotcha. He immediately looks over here. Yes, my little friend. Looks back to Muse. A little friend. Must go, what? Why do you think I'm naked? Just starts walking away from Muse. I'm sorry, I am wearing, very nice silks, actually. Why do you think that I am, unclothed?
You don't have any scales. Are you sick?
There's like a pause. Baboon looks up at everyone else, makes eye contact with every person in the room as if someone's going to have the answer that he doesn't have.
Is he making eye contact with Muse?
His eyes will make contact. He goes Zoey, Eldar, Muse, Sophia, with a very perplexed look on his face.
You tell me. I don't know what dragons do.
I am sorry, little one, but I have never had skills, and I feel fine.
Oh, so you've always been sick. I'm very sorry to hear that.
Why do you think that I am sick, my shelled little friend?
Well, you're supposed to have scales, aren't you?
believe I am not. Exactly what do you think I am?
Well, you have to be a dragon.
He looks up again. Sophia just like her face already in her hands. A second one just comes up. And like she just starts shaking her head into her hands. And you see this look pass over Baboon as he lights up. Oh, well, yes, of course, you hit the nail right on the head. I am absolutely a dragon. Stuck in this form, unfortunately.
There's a pause.
Give me a second. You can roll insight if you like.
God!
He does not look like he's telling the truth. Muse?
Mhm.
He looks convincing, but also that story.
There's a lot of conflicting facts going on. She's been around enough lawyers to know when someone's bullshitting.
There's an important distinction to be made in D&D when someone rolls a persuasion check versus a deception a deception check versus insight and all that. The insight is telling you how convincing they sound. Do they sound and look like they believe what they're saying? That doesn't mean that they can tell you anything, right? And you're gonna just buy it. But he sounds convincing, Muse, and he sounds like he believes it. Pud, he does not sound like he believes that at all.
Yeah. So the metalhead cocks one way and the other. Is this your territory then?
No. This is the territory of that fine proprietor over there and his shoddy second-hand items.
Bud turns to look over their shoulder. But he is not a dragon, is he?
Absolutely not. He is human.
Then
Whereas
why would you cede your territory to someone weaker than you? You're not a very good dragon if you are one.
Muse, you hear a snort from Sophia. Well, you see, little one, in times like this, we dragons have to handle matters very delicately. There is a thing, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, it is called a city guard. And they are very, finicky about such things. So I prefer to let him have this crappy piece of land. I couldn't care less. He's welcome to it.
They stand up and they walk over, and they, from their tattered little pack, pull a tiny brass beetle and hold it up. I invoke the right of respect, then.
I see. I'm going to roll something real quick. Baboon takes the beetle, looks it over. This is marvelous. Where did you find this?
I make them.
His eyes widen and he looks down at you. And then he literally like squats down to be like eye level with you.
Mm-hmm.
Almost eye level with you. Baboon's like over 6 feet. You made this. What is I can tell this is crafted and is magical. If I were to do something with this, what would happen?
So you accept this offering as adequate?
Oh, absolutely. It's excessively adequate. What does it do?
Well, if you sort of prop the wings up, just kind of they'll pop if you kind of
He
They
does.
show him.
Yeah, he does as you instruct.
The beetle immediately starts to glow purple. You should throw that now.
Oh, right. He tosses it. Hang on. North, east, southwest, east. He tosses it over here.
Cool. That was a beetle of magic missile at level 1.
Oh
It
my
splits
gosh.
into multiple parts, and all of the parts scatter off into random directions and pop into these little bursts of fireworks.
Knocking books off shelves.
Uh-huh.
And Baboon just claps his hands together. Oh, magnificent! Now you can store these spells in these tiny little contraptions. What is the beetle now? Like, what is left?
There's sort of an empty shell, and little tiny fragments of smoking crystal.
And
It looks like the body of the beetle itself underneath that shell shattered like glass.
And you hear the store owner go, "Hey!" And Sophia turns and waves her hand. "Oh, please, those books were hardly worth it and used anyway." What? But someone has to pay for all this. Look at that! He like points to the hole in the floor. And that! And the dead gruff. And now this! And the shattered books. Someone must pay for all of this. And Sophia just sighs and walks over to the counter. "Fine, very well," and pulls out a rather hefty coin purse and starts laying gold coins on the counter. In the meantime, Baboon is sitting there going, "This is wonderful. I've never seen a kobold with your talents, my friend."
Bud nods. Oh, well, you did get that right on the first try. You don't have any kobolds of your own?
Yeah, no, not as of yet. Though, perhaps we could change that. This is not the place to talk. And he stops and he looks up. And he looks back down at you. "Perhaps we'll discuss later, but I have an interesting proposition for you if you would be willing to hear it."
All right, but I do have a job to do, and I do have to do it.
"Of course, perhaps I can even aid you in your tasks. We shall discuss this momentarily." And he stands up and walks back over towards you guys. "Ah, my friends, you have saved me from, tremendous evil that apparently was trying to kill you. So, actually, perhaps we saved you from tremendous evil." And he puts an arm around Zoe's shoulders as if, like, he's including himself in the group of saviors.
Muse raises a brow at that. Really? Because from where I was standing, I was doing rather well.
So we would look over to Baboom and be like, "She's right. She did amazing. You kind of were scared."
"Scared? Ah, perish the thought, sweet one. I was not scared. I was simply allowing you all to shine."
Not to mention, your cantrips need some work.
Was that to Sophia?
Yes.
Like, she stops mid-placing gold coin on the counter.
He's still looking down at the spell he's casting.
You don't see, but, like, her head slowly, as almost if mechanically, turns towards you. There's a moment. "So it would seem." And then continues placing gold coin. Ooh.
We gotta redeem.
We gotta redeem. Let me go see if it you can only do one for now. You have to wait 90 minutes before you could do it again. Give me a second here. I need to go check and make sure that actually worked. Loyalty. Because I didn't see anything that denoted it, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. Eldar, you have a D4 to roll for any of your rolls.
Ooh, thank you.
Hey, it did work. Excellent. It worked perfectly.
The first one said Muse.
Oh, I'm sorry. Wait.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, my apologies. They can only buy one at a time. Muse, you have a D4.
Thank you, Ozark.
Yay, I'm glad the store works.
Yay.
Please
But
continue.
yeah, Muse turns over to Zoe. By the way, I do appreciate you stepping in. It's not very often that one just leaps in front of a random stranger.
Yeah, I was really confused. And then that gentleman over there that looks to be on fire, I don't know. He looked like he might have needed me to step in, but after all this, I can tell you can hold your own.
I've been on my share of adventures, certainly. I am sorry if this got you all in the middle of something, though, to be quite honest, I'm not entirely sure what it is at this point.
And Zoe, real quick, before you respond. Actually, no, I'm sorry. You respond first. I have something, but after you finish.
Zoe would respond, well, it seems maybe the small guy over there has a purpose and would like to speak to the gruff. Zoe would walk over to the gruff and Bud.
Bud carefully keeps the prone body of the gruff between the two of you.
What do you need to ask it?
The old man from downstairs has something to tell him, and I have to pass the message along.
I don't know if this thing can do anything except for violence.
They're perfectly sentient. You can technically communicate with them. They just tend to be very boorish.
So are you intending for us to let this gruff go?
Oh, after I tell him what I need to tell him, I don't care what he does.
Huh. Zoe's a little confused. Okay.
After having been around the city for a day short of a week, does Muse feel like taking this gruff anywhere else would be specifically in this condition, I'm guessing that would raise some looks.
You mean if you just walked around carrying a goat man? It might raise some looks, yeah.
Yeah. So she'll head back over to the counter. Excuse me. I do understand that you've had a terrible morning after it. It's been a very difficult time for you, and I can definitely appreciate you wanting us to leave as soon as possible, but currently it would behoove us to perhaps find out exactly why this thing attacked us in your shop. Would you mind terribly if we waited here for it to regain consciousness?
He looks around. Yes, I would mind terribly as he starts scooping the gold into a sack. I would like all of you to leave my store and take those things with you. Or I could call the city guard and they could sort it out.
Quince.
Um,
How
it-
how
mhm.
how actually intent does he seem on calling the guards?
Resolute.
Hmm. I mean, you have received payment for damages, and again, I do apologize for that. If you'd like, we can pay you a small bit for us to essentially use this room for a time to speak with the gruff. I would
He-
greatly appreciate it. After all, apparently they were trying to kill me.
He looks at you. It's like his hand's still on the gold. How much? His eyes narrow.
How much has she already paid him?
You can tell a sizable stack, probably at least 100 gold. I mean, there's a giant hole in the floor. There are
Mhm.
damaged books, and there's dead things everywhere.
Yep, she reaches into her pocket and pulls out another 100 gold and places it on top of the pile with a smile in a bat of her eyes. Your time is very valuable after all, and we
He
do appreciate you.
he looks at you, looks at the gold, slowly brings it towards him. I guess I'll put the closed sign out. And starts scooping into her bag and walking towards the door to switch it over to closed.
Thank you.
Eldar, tell me about what you've been casting. What's going on there, bud?
Well, firstly, he brought out that interesting necklace and cast Identify on that.
Okay. It is a minor magical item that is designed to do one thing and one thing only, to attract people of Fey heritage to it. You can
Ah.
surmise. Yeah. Well, actually, I'll leave you to surmise from that what you will.
Yes. Okay, that's interesting. The second one was augury, and I've let you know the course of action.
Correct. Do you have the text? It's been a while since I've seen augury.
Certainly. Here it is.
Casting Gem and Lead Stick. Da 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 da. Did you roll your dragon bones? No.
Oh, he has what are they called? Icosanograns?
That sounds cool. I have no idea what that is.
Icosagons.
Uh-huh.
You gonna share it with the rest of the class? Get a
They're
picture?
they're it's the name for a polygon that has 20 sides.
God fuck.
It's a D20, is what you're telling me.
It's 2d20s.
2D20. Oh, my apologies.
Yes.
I like to think, because of how augury works, right? You either get like a good result, a bad result,
Mhm.
and both good and bad, right?
Hmm.
I like to think that they're just like 20-sided dice that just have like almost like an 8-ball. Yes, maybe. No. Yes, but be careful. Like, this is what they say on them, right? They say yes with an exclamation point.
Ah, interesting. Very well. He's just gonna let everybody keep talking for a while and just have a look around the shop.
Okay. Give me a second. So this man comes over here and puts the close sign. Sophia looks at you with a raised eyebrow. Wow. You certainly want to speak to it. Are you sure you have no idea why it's trying to kill you?
He pauses and then glances over at Sophia. Well, I've been away for a while, so unless something absolutely drastic has changed in the past calculates in her head 30 years, no, I have no fucking clue what's going on.
Interesting. So then you are from the Feywild.
There's a pause.
Oh, she waves her hand. Never worry about it, dear. So are we. Well, of a sort. But it's rare to find someone from such a place.
Very hard getting back.
She nods.
Sorry, I feel like this whole thing, like, waves her hands at everything, has everything going back. You may call me Muse. And she reaches out a hand.
She takes your hand and kisses the back of it. Charmed, absolutely. As my brother said, a bit oafishly, my name is Sophia.
Oh. He glances over at Din, just like, finally some respect, all right.
Din is antsy. Not moving, but like nervously swaying back and forth.
You have something to say?
There's a long pause. Not that I can think of. I don't understand what's happening, is all, and this is all very strange.
I mean, fair enough, but we've nearly been killed plenty of times. Like what?
Is this out loud?
No.
Got you. This is only mentally. Sophia, would you would look at Den when you mentally speak this?
Yeah, she glances over at Din and at her being like, well, we've almost been killed plenty of times. She kind of frowns at him and like cocks her head like, really?
Sophia has seen you. What a lovely owl. And she kind of narrows her eyes and kind of leans in to look closer. You have.
Takes a small step back. Thank you. His name is Din.
Den. I see. Well, it is a pleasure to meet you. I am sorry that you are going through this, but I do feel some obligation to at least help you learn why. Though I'm not sure exactly what I can do.
Well, at this point, I suppose all we can do is wait.
She nods. In the meantime, Eldar, you find Baboon has approached you. Ah, my friend, I was wondering, it is a rare and glorious sight to see a fire ganassi in anywhere in these parts. What brings you to Whitebridge, my friend?
Business, actually.
Business.
Indeed.
Interesting. And you knew what the gruff was trying to do, even though you did not speak to it. I'm a little rusty on my spellcrafting, but if I know that you were casting read thoughts, and he's nudging you with his elbow.
Yes, that's correct.
A risky maneuver in the middle of battle. You have my respect, my friend. What is your name?
I'm Eldar, and you are?
I'm Baboon, aspiring merchant.
Baboon, it is a pleasure to meet you.
It is. And also, what a rare occurrence. You, a fire ganassi, rare to be seen in these parts, also a practitioner, dare I say, a skilled practitioner of magic, in the same place at the same time with a kobold who can work wonders and an eladrin.
Ah, yes, it is in fact no coincidence. We're all meant to meet here.
He actually holds up a finger. Wait, I should not be rude. Excuse me, my dear, he says, speaking to Muse. I know you are from the Fae, but I shouldn't assume. You are a Eladrin, yes? You could be something else.
Laura is muted.
You're muted.
I am. She kind of raises a brow. Hi, elf. Actually,
Yes, my apologies. It is hard to tell sometimes. If people from the Fae do take on different appearances sometimes when they come here, except for these fellows, and he points to the tied-up gruff, it would seem. But... And he raises his voice. But what a rare coincidence for all of us to be in one place at one time. Of course, by that I mean it probably wasn't much of a coincidence at all. Were you all here for the same reason?
If you're a high elf, then why are you attracted to this? And he's spinning the necklace on his finger.
raises a brow. Probably because it feels like home.
The enchantment on this particular item attracts anybody who has a Fey heritage.
I mean, I was literally born there, so. Shrugs.
Well, being born in a place, doesn't make you. That's fine. Insight check.
Yeah. Roll an insight.
Plus nothing, because I have nothing.
No fortune left. I do, Muse, I do need a deception check. Or persuasion, whichever you are using.
I mean, as far as she's concerned, like that makes total sense to her. This isn't like a deception.
No, then persuasion. Roll me a persuasion check.
All right.
Ah, yeah. I mean, she seems
high enough.
genuine. And Baboon actually, like, when Eldar, when you say that, right, that this attracts people with Fey heritage, he spins around and walks towards Zoey. Ah, my sweet, that must mean you are from the Fey as well.
Who's he saying that to?
Zoey.
Zoe.
Oh, I just came here for some parchment.
Oh, he looks like a little deflated. Well, I'm sure there's plenty of that around, and it's a good thing you came at the time you did. That gauntlet thing is he from Helm, brother? Yes, Helm. I knew that. Helm, you are in his service, shall we say?
Yes, Helm the Almighty. And I see I'm needed here. I feel like I should wake up this gruff.
Baboon just takes a step back as if, like, he doesn't want to get in your way.
Also doesn't want to get swatted by a gruff that wakes up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure he's never felt the fury of those hooves before.
Mm.
And Zoe would cast Cure Wounds on the gruff.
Okay. Go ahead and cast it.
12.
Its eyes blink open, and its head moves around, and it strains a few times, clearly incapacitated, and then stops moving and just starts looking around at all of you.
It immediately reaches over and grabs one of its horns
Hey.
and like pulls its head over. Hey, look at me.
Mm.
What did you do with the old guy's socks? He says he wants them back. The old guy from downstairs.
I do not know what you mean.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to take that up with him because he sent me here to ask you that.
I have no socks.
So we would look at his feet to confirm.
Yeah, he's got hooves. As you look at his feet, you guys hear from the front. So I just saw something odd. Did you guys do anything? There's you guys might want to look at this. And he's like holding the door open.
What could it possibly be?
You guys look out the door and you see he's looking upwards. So you kind of follow his eyes upwards. And you see spreading from above the city and spreading down around it. You see it's almost as if a cloud has formed and has begun to grow and sink into a dome-like fog around all of Whitebridge. And when you start looking at it, it's like halfway. And then as you're watching, it just gently encompasses around the city to where when you look beyond the city walls, it looks as if you're looking at a wall of rolling fog.
Oh,
In a
don't
dome.
like that. Arcana check?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Nope.
Mhm.
We would also like to do it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, no.
Eldar's like outside at this point looking.
Gotcha. Roll me an Arcana check as well, Eldar. Okay. Muse, Zoe, never seen anything like this. Eldar, clearly magical. You've not seen a spell like this unless it's a very, very powerful, like skywriting or something. But this doesn't give you that feeling. This gives you the feeling of something excessively powerful. Something like this would have taken a magic circle and days, if not weeks or even years. This is a powerful spell.
Gotcha.
And then, as you're all kind of staring at it, you all hear in your minds, and Pud, this includes you.
Uh-huh.
Hello there! I am the great Alistair Blackcloak, creator of the Undermountain. By now, you must have noticed the thick blanket of mist that surrounds this town. Some of you may have even realized that walking into this mist simply causes you to walk back the way you came. I call it the Mist of Llisting. Anywho, I've grown bored, and quite a few troublesome issues I want cleaned out of my amazing dungeon. So, I have created this Mist of Llisting, so that all of you good do-gooders can have motivation. No one can enter or leave this town while the mist is active. And don't bother trying to dispel it, the magic far and away exceeds you. Trust me, I know. I made it myself. There is one, and only one way to dispel the Mist of Llisting. At the very deepest level of my dungeon, there sits a magical artifact called the Star of Mystra. I'm sorry, Tear of Mystra. My apologies. The Tear of Mystra. If a band of adventurers can survive the trials of my dungeon and recover the Tear of Mystra, you can dispel the mist of Llisting by simply walking through it with the artifact. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Well, actually, it's more like hard lemon hard. But surely one of you can do it. I mean, you'll all die if you don't, so get on that. What the fuck are you? And that's it. And the message slowly fades from all of your minds. Eldar,
Mm-hmm.
when the name was mentioned, the burning sensation happened.
Yep. Do I need to make any kind of deception or anything like that?
Yeah, roll me a deception or sleight of hand if you're let's do deception because it's more of a pain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, roll me a deception. You guys notice that I don't Eldar, you could describe how your pain shows.
You just see a very visible wince, and he retracts his arm as if it had been touched by something hot.
Stop hitting yourself.
Pud, this is the second time you've heard this.
Uh-huh.
They sigh. Oh, so that's what I was talking about. They shake the horn of the gruff that they're still holding on to. Hey, is the hate ball outside? Are we that far up?
The gruff just looks at you. What?
The ball in the sky that hates everybody. Is it still there?
You mean the sun?
Yes, that's the one. The moon isn't nearly as bad, but the sun.
I do not know. I have never seen outside in this world.
Pud nods yeah, me neither. Well, I suppose I'd go check. You, I guess stay put. I'll look for the socks later. They trot over to the door and shove their face out past the shopkeep.
Mm-hmm.
I like to imagine it's one of those Scooby-Doo head stacks at this point. Just peeking around the door, looking up at the sky.
Pud, some good news. Still much brighter than you're used to, but no hate ball. It's overcast.
I don't see why every city doesn't have one of these.
So the shopkeeper slowly, motions if he can close the door.
So we know that was in our heads.
Correct. Yes, it was reverberating in your minds. And Muse, Eldar, I'd even say Zoe would have some knowledge of this. It felt like a very mass sending spell, if that makes sense. As if Eldar, and some people in the academy where you're from have toyed with this idea. If you had a magic circle and enough juice pumped into it, you could send sending to multiple people. The fact that it has been sent to, at the very least, everyone around you, probably from the message, most of the people in the city, whew, that's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And also, more than 25 words, that dick.
Yeah, stop breaking the rules.
Terrible. So you all heard that, right? That wasn't just.
I heard it. What is this stuff?
Unless you're asking about the mist, apparently that's the mist of Llisting, but I don't know what it's supposed to be made from or of or how or turns and looks over at Baboon as if he's going to have any answers.
Baboon spreads his fingers wide. I'm sorry, my friend. My talents are nowhere near that strong. I have heard of this Hallister Blackcloak, though. Very dangerous wizard, deep below the underground in Undermountain. Very interesting.
Yes, he was rather rude. I like the
Eldar
lady
nailed it.
I like the lady much better.
Everyone like turns the pod.
Yeah, immediately just wait. You've met him.
Yes. Abruptly aware that everybody is looking at them.
Even the shopkeeper.
Do you know how to get back in contact with him? How?
I'm supposed
Wait,
to.
is
bring
he
him his
the-
socks.
Oh my god.
The shopkeeper's eyes widen. And like in a very small squeaky voice, that was Hallister Blackcloak. I'll go get the socks. James. I'm sorry, most people don't know why I'm laughing, but man, you're knocking it out of the park. The shopkeeper looks suddenly white as a sheet and walks over past everyone, behind the counter, reaches for something, comes back over, holding a nicely folded wool, like those thick wool, like, you wear in the wintertime, socks. Holds them out with shaking hands to Pud.
Oh, thank you. How do I get downstairs? To the Undermountain. That's where I need to go.
I mean, I would hope that you just came from. Can we looks over at the spot where Pud had popped up? Can we use this to get back down?
Who are you asking?
Everyone, anyone. She's gonna
Muse,
start.
roll me an arcane check as you approach it and start examining it.
Oh, fuck
Muse. You notice that on the carpet there are runes written on it of arcane nature that look like they were just part of the decor.
So she gets down onto the floor, starts running her hand over the runes, trying to figure this out, and just oh, this is useless. Starts to sit back up, bumps her head on one of the baubles. Oh fuck, God. Shuffles back around. Oh, okay, all right. Well, if we can't use this, gestures at the carpet, unless there's some kind of secret that someone isn't telling us, stares over at the shopkeep, then you'll have to use one of the entrances.
The shopkeep is just slowly shaking his head. There was a man with white, very disheveled hair and a long beard came into my shop 8 years ago and sold me that rug and bought a custom pair of socks. I didn't know who it was. I thought that was just a rug. And you hear actually Baboon go, "You're the owner of a magic shop. You don't even know a magic dragon use. This is ridiculous." And the shopkeeper just like, I never said I practice the arts. I just sell magic things. And Baboon, Muse, you're closest. You hear like under breath, this is the problem. No shopkeepers have any passion for what they do anymore. Don't even care about what they're selling. No.
Yes, well, you're still in his house, and while you're in his house, you should probably stop insulting him, because he is letting us do all of this, and he isn't calling the guards.
Hence my very cooperative and quiet insulting,
Hmm.
as opposed to my loud and boisterous ones.
She leans down, but like far enough away so that this thing can't fucking headbutt her or something.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think you and I should have a little conversation.
There's probably little I can tell you, but I am sorry for what had to be done. I mean you no ill will.
Does this seem like excessively polite for what she's heard about gruffs?
Yeah, you've never actually talked to one before. You just know of them.
That's true, but like reputation wise. Because she rolled really well.
Right. So reputation-wise, gruffs are like any other creature with a myriad of personalities.
Mm-hmm.
You might be... This might be a common thing. You might just be talking to a rather polite, tied-up gruff.
She settles down, kind of runs a hand over Din.
Why are you trying to kill me?
It was an order from my queen. It is an honor to receive an order from her lips herself.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I mean you no ill will, but I must serve my queen.
Okay, yeah. No pretense, no nothing. Her mouth just hangs open and her eyes go wide. And she just stares. She told you directly.
Did she give you a reason?
I am but a humble servant. She need give no reason.
She numbly stands up, frowning, and just goes over here to lean against the counter and think really, really hard about what she possibly could have fucking done.
Right? What did I... Was it like a bender I went on? I just don't remember.
I couldn't have possibly... Anytime I was blackout like that, it wouldn't have been around her. Would it? Unless she was in disguise. Oh, fuck me. Like, just like fist pressed against mouth, tapping her fingers on the wood of the counter. Just like, Din, help me out here. I need to figure this out right fucking now. And I guess you'll roll history.
Yeah. And you have a hero dice if you want to use it.
You know what?
Uh-huh.
Sure.
Okay.
Dice 1d4. Let's add this puppy on.
You're quite sure you've never knowingly met the Summer Queen, or any of the Sealy court that are higher ups, right? It's possible that they were disguised, but even then, like, Muse can be, if she's self-reflecting, which I'm sure happens all the time, she can be a little impulsive, a little selfish maybe, but she's not a mean person. What in the world could she have ever done to earn this kind of response? You can't think of a single thing. It doesn't make sense.
Did I sleep with someone she was interested in? Like, what the fuck is happening?
You hear in your head from Den, if she was interested in someone, do you honestly think they would have slept with you? Wait, nope, that sounds terrible. They would not
Slow
have
turn.
dared. Yeah, they would not have dared have defied her.
Nice save. Goes back to worrying, just like starts biting down on her knuckle.
Well, this has all been very enlightening, Baboon says. Do we have plans for our guest? Or, because, you know, he can't stay here forever.
Oh, you're not going to tell me anything else. Are you guys just going to keep you're going to keep coming after me, aren't you?
Failed. Whether you kill me or let me go, you'll never see me again. But, yes, my brothers will finish what I did not. I'm sorry. You seem pleasant.
Oh, she feels bad. Oh, fuck.
Would she know how these guys got here? Because like if their bodies are still here, like would they have been summoned? Wouldn't they normally have just poofed?
Yeah, if they were summoned like a familiar, correct.
But there are actual corpses here.
Mm-hmm.
How did you get here?
He looks up at you. A gate from under the city.
Into this city?
Yes.
Eldar lets out a drawn out sigh.
I knew it. I knew he would have a portal to Fae.
Stands up, looks over at Din. I knew it. Like says that out loud. He shouldn't have gone without me. This is what happens when we split up.
In your mind, you hear, if that's true, and Raya goes down there asking about you or ways to get you home, he might put himself in danger.
Might. Like at this point, she's fully talking out loud. She's like,
Yeah.
might get in. Right, of course, because there's never a guarantee of that anytime he does literally anything.
Everyone's just kind of like looking at Muse.
Eldar's totally not casting detect thoughts and Din.
Bud's totally not eyeing up all of the wares of this place. What do they have available?
We'll handle those one at a time.
Uh-huh.
Everyone in the room, you can hear Eldar casting a spell.
Oh, hold on. It's verbal, somatic, and material. Can
Uh-huh.
I do a sleight of hand?
No, you're not a sorcerer.
A
You don't
sleight
have
of hand
meta
to
magic.
make them. Okay.
No,
So
because that would...
Okay.
Yeah, because the thing is, otherwise, why would you be a sorcerer? If you want to silent cast, that's what you do.
No, I'm not
Otherwise-
saying silent. I'm saying he's gonna wander over to the corner and like cover his mouth and make the gestures under his cloak.
You'd have to get pretty far away.
So you're going to make it seem to the whole room like you are engaging in acts that would land you in jail. Thanks, Eldar.
No, that's what I'm saying. He's trying to do it subtly.
I would consider this. I will say for the campaign going forward, typically casting spells is very easy to see and hear. That's kind of the point of magic. That's why sorcerer's silent magic is such a powerful thing, right? Doesn't mean it's impossible. Sure, if you walked,
Right.
say,
The
30
difference is
what's the
a
range to
sorcerer-
detect magic?
A sorcerer doesn't need to make any kind of check. Is the difference?
Usually in my campaigns, it's the difference between being able to do it or not, unless you take great pains like you're describing, right?
Gotcha. Okay. Detect thoughts is within 30 feet.
Gotcha. So, because the way I've always pictured magic, if you're not silent casting, the words are a decent volume, there's a reverberation of magic in the air, there's light, like this is not a subtle thing in any way, shape, or form. You are casting a spell.
Okay.
If you walk 30 feet away, to the edge of 30 feet, and sleight of hand wouldn't really be necessary, right? Per se, at that distance, roll me a performance check, I guess would be the closest thing I could think of. Because sleight of hand wouldn't be too hard. If you're 30 feet away, you can make hand gestures without too much trouble, right?
Mhm.
The more the issue is, can you cast the spell verbally and materially without drawing attention to yourself?
Sure. The material would just be the focus, but
Right, yeah, sorry. So verbally. My apologies, verbally. Anyone who has a passive perception over 11.
Well, would it be an insight based since it's performance and not a hidden thing?
Well, no, the performance was to try and keep it hidden.
Okay, gotcha.
Because my thinking is I'm trying to come up with a role for it because sleight of hand doesn't really do anything for verbal. Whereas performance could do both.
Okay, no problem.
Those of you with a passive perception over 11 know that Eldar has gone 30 feet away and is doing something. Like he's chanting or talking or something. Hard to tell.
God fucking son of a bitch.
No clue. Gibberish as far as you're concerned. The spell does go off, of course. Are you probing surface thoughts or are you probing deeper?
Oh, just surface thoughts. Yeah, that's yeah.
Gotcha. Surface thoughts.
This is during when Muse is very obviously talking to somebody.
During?
Yeah, like right now.
Gotcha. Okay.
I mean, the conversation is halted at this point.
So, sorry, I'm just piecing this together in my head. You heard Muse talking. You walk 30 feet away. You cast a spell. That's 6-7 seconds or so. Maybe right as that conversation is ending.
Okay. If it ends, it ends.
Still, in his mind, what you hear is, or what you read is, this is dangerous. This is terrible. This is not good. And it's almost like being repeated as if, like someone who's very worried and just keeps saying that to themselves, like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, this isn't good.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll just go on for the next minute.
Gotcha. In that case, in the next minute, if anything pops up during conversation, I will let you know.
Okie doke.
Pod. There are gems and baubles and scrolls and books. They all have price tags, and there are things like there is a gem of magic store, which is what it says, or a pearl of power. I'm sorry, is actually what it says. For a lot of numbers. There are scrolls that, from your experience, they're not written the same way that you're familiar with, but it's clearly that this has got some sort of magic stored in it, like a magic scroll, like what the gnomes would do, just in a different method. And lots of books.
Blues BRB.
Oh, I did not see that. Never mind. Then we'll handle blue later. Everyone else.
Yeah, Zoe's gonna. She's still looking outside. She's kind of hyperventilating. She doesn't know what to do. So she's gonna grab the parchment she came for. And she decides she needs to hurry back to the temple and let everyone know. And know they probably heard it.
Gotcha. You grab the parchment, and as you are on your way out, you are met by Baboon. Excuse me, I am so sorry. I did not catch your name.
I'm Zoe.
Zoe. Well, my lovely angel, you obviously look like you're very busy. However, if you're interested in, well, I'm sure you already have a calling, but if you're interested in work of some sort, I would invite you to meet me at a place called the Yawning Portal. I'm looking to put together a team to actually go down into Undermountain, and now it's become even more important. So, if that is something, in fact, you are a cleric, if you wish to maybe help the town, meet me there?
Wow. This is what I've been praying about and speaking to Helm about. Yes, I'll be there. Is there a particular time?
You see him, like, he doesn't hear the last part because he turned to Sophia. Did you hear that? She's been praying about me. Yes, yeah, as soon as possible. As soon as you possibly can. I'm headed there after this.
Okay, I must go let everyone at the church know what's going on.
Yes, in case they did not see it, of course.
And so he would rush out.
Gotcha. Yeah, we'll handle that in a second. Pod.
Yes.
So this shop has a collection of several things. You see scrolls that are written differently than your gnome acquaintances would do, but it's quite clearly magical scrolls. There are gems of different types, all of them with like tags underneath with lots of numbers listed. I'm not sure how familiar Pod is with currency.
Passingly.
I'm sorry?
Passingly. They're passingly,
Passingly.
familiar.
Yeah, so this is probably some sort of money. And some of them look very polished and very nice. The tags underneath say things like pearls of power, elemental gems, things like that. And then there are lots of books on the shelves.
Is there like one of those bins where you can like just pick up polished gemstones? Like they're all like the shitty ones, and you can just, like,
Yeah, like the
yourself
clearance
a
bin.
bag of
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Uh-huh. By the pound.
Yeah.
Like a Chinese buffet of gems.
Yeah, Pud goes over and will poke through the books, see if there's anything interesting, and then they want to take a look at those gems.
Okay. Pud, you're gonna have to pull yourself up on the bin.
That's okay.
All right. What about the rest of you?
Muse is sat down in front of this very downtrodden gruff, and in her mind, she glances over at Din and then looks back at the gruff and thinks,
We can't just kill him.
We can't.
Well, I mean, technically we can, but
He tried to kill you.
yes, and
And he said that his He stops. Eldar! In your reading, right?
Mhm.
As your spell seems to have largely, at least the contents of it, gone unnoticed. You read, brothers, don't gruffs always bigger brothers. That's what you read. Muse, in your mind, all you hear is, we have to be careful.
I mean, yeah, no shit. But also, I mean, first of all, he's been incredibly apologetic, and second of all,
I
yes, he's
have no advice for you in this regard. Just proceed with extreme caution, whatever you choose to do.
mm,
he leans forward a little bit, looks at the gruff, tries to like meet his eyes.
Is there any way you can get back without her just killing you?
His eyes widened. My queen would not just kill me because I failed. She would lose many loyal and brave warriors. No one can succeed all the time, and my brothers will finish what I could not.
Fair enough. I am sorry for the ones that you've lost.
Eldar,
Uh-huh.
surface thought. Hang on. Let me think exactly.
God fucking damn it, Muse.
No, let me think exactly. What you would catch. You would catch in your thoughts. Fair. It's not like it's the Winter Queen. Like, these are passing thoughts through Din's mind.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
He would agree with that.
Please continue.
If I let you go, are you going to try and kill me again?
No. As I said, you will never see me again. I have failed.
Fair enough.
Eldar, you were saying something, or?
Yeah, could he do a history check as to what he might mean by brothers, their brothers?
You've already done a really good one. Won't make you do a
Mhm.
second one for gruffs. So, and you know in the fairy tale, right? In the fairy tale, the point of the Billy Goat's gruff fairy tale was that the little goat passed and couldn't fight the troll across the bridge, so they went and got their older brother. and their older brother couldn't fight the troll, so they got their older brother. And eventually, they got a big enough brother that was bigger and meaner than the troll and beat the crap out of it. And fairy tales are made from some sort of truth, right? There's a basis for them.
And he's probably experienced it himself to a degree.
Yeah. I remember you rolled a really good history check on it.
It's a 25, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, you do know that gruffs
25.
Tend to get more powerful the older they get. Now, what does that mean exactly? You don't know, right? You've heard tales of gruffs, you've maybe seen a few in the distance, you don't have tons of experience with it, but you do know that the information you have is the older they get, the more powerful they get. Hence, probably, the fairy tale.
Mm-hmm.
And Muse, Baboon next to you. So, we trust it?
She watches the gruff for a little longer and then stands and kind of brushes off her skirts. Well, not entirely, but if he does try and kill me, it's been made fairly clear that he'll die here. And I would prefer that there not be any more bloodshed today. At least not from them.
You hear from behind you, yes, maybe you can tape a note. A tape? There's no tape in this world. Maybe you can attach a note to its back that says, I'm clearly dead, no need to send more.
You pass a message on to your queen.
The gruff looks up. I do not know if I will ever speak to her again, but I can try.
If you should get the chance, and I understand that this is asking a lot from you, but I would like to know why I'm being targeted. If not, then she waves her hand dismissively. Fine. But
My apologies. If she was interested in you knowing, she would have given us a message for you that wasn't death. But I
That's
can try. Eldar, passing thought in your mind. Maybe we should get him to say we'll never see him again one more time. He says it a third time. Eldar, you know what? Roll me a history check in association with that thought.
I think I understand.
Oh, well then, not
but
needed.
I'll do it anyway.
Okay.
That's a natural
Just go with what you think you understand.
one. Okay, yeah.
Sorry, my hand's going crazy again.
How to cast spell screen.
you're not a sorcerer.
That would be me if I was a wizard. So, what are you guys doing? Should make a
Zoe,
decision.
was it?
Oh, she's gone. She's gone back to the temple.
Oh, so
Shit.
Eldar will walk over since nothing else is being said. So, when did you say they'll see you again?
They will never see me again.
Ah,
Vincent, him.
There's a pause, and then the gruff looks at you, Eldar.
mm-hmm.
Clever. You know our ways.
I'm not sure what you mean. Walks over here.
Not even an attempt at deception. Wow.
Muse, roll me a history check.
And do. There we
Okay.
go.
It didn't occur to you until just now. Though you do remember from your younger years, there are a lot of fey creatures. Who, if they give their word on something 3 times, it becomes almost unbreakable. It's a magical pact for them, almost. Not every fey creature, of course, but many of them. If they say something, like if they give a promise 3 times, it binds them to it.
Yep, still squinting at Eldar.
Mm-hmm.
Kneels down. All right.
You're free to go.
And will attempt to undo his binds as best as she can.
Roll me a sleight of hand check. Zoe tied that stuff tight.
Yeah, I know.
Like
That's
Zoe,
why I
I'm
said there was
assuming.
an attempt.
Zoe, I'm assuming you tied this to not be untied.
Yes, absolutely. He was big, bad, and scary.
Yeah.
She's gonna give herself guidance.
Psych yourself up a bit.
Uh,
You can do it. It takes longer than it might. But like it's like, you know, that
it
knotted
really
cable.
pinches the fur, and
Uh-huh.
I am so sorry about it. She really got this. What the fuck?
You're eventually able to untie him. And the gruff stands up. You are kind. Not that this would mean much, but I am sorry. When my brothers come, you will not survive it. But I thank you for your kindness.
She winds the rope back up and shrugs.
I mean, I've killed far more for far less, but if you think so,
He shakes his head.
what
You
may
are
I call
brave.
you?
He looks at you and shakes his head. I am sorry, but it is not my place to give that information.
I didn't ask for your name, I asked what I could call you.
You can call me Youngest. And he starts loping away. Like, kind of opens the door and takes off at a really fast pace down the street. And, might I add, a street with people kind of starting to crowd out because there's stuff going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people, like, you guys hear like shrieks and surprised cries echoing down the street.
I mean, I was going to offer him a cloak, but I guess not.
Well, that was a grand adventure. I would
need
like...
to get into Undermountain. Starts walking towards the door.
Wait!
Just a moment. Yes, please, if you wouldn't mind. Thank you.
Oh, were you going to hand that over?
Yes, if you want. He tosses it to you.
Takes the necklace, pockets it.
Although I would say that you need to pay for it. Looks at the business owner, since it's technically his.
The owner like shakes his head. You've paid enough. Even for his greedy butt.
Yeah, she just gives like a very courteous like bow.
Of course. Thank you. We do appreciate you and your discretion.
Bud tugs on Baboom's robes.
Ah, yes, my wonderful friend. What can I do for you?
They're holding a small handful of some gems that they've pulled off the shelf. Can I have these?
Ah, yes, actually, I'd be more than happy to purchase. I mean, give those to you. In return, you said that you needed to go back downstairs, yes?
Yes, I do need to go downstairs.
So if I give these to you, I would like for you to come with me to the yawning portal and hear a proposition I have. In fact, I have for all of you. If you are so intent on going down below to save your city, we could greatly benefit each other. And I ask that you all join me for a drink and hear me out.
Well, no, it's fine. He goes back to looking around.
Bud nods. I was going to do that anyways, but okay.
Well, then, consider this my gift. And he, nods to Sophia, who rolls her eyes and starts counting gold out to the shopkeeper.
Mm-hmm. Most of them are inexpensive, but there's probably one or two in there that she's like, all
Yep,
right,
probably.
if you're sure.
And what about you? Muse, I believe your name was? Actually, wait,
Yes.
has Muse given her name?
Yes,
She did to
said-
Sophia, yes.
She told Sophia that she could call her Muse.
Correct, yeah. Would you care to hear us out?
I don't see why not.
Excellent! He claps his hands together. Wonderful. Good. So if you all would finish whatever business you have in this decrepit place, we can go to the online portal. Hopefully our new friend will join us there.
Kind of glances around.
Very well.
And starts heading back out, glances over at Baboon, are we going?
Yes. Before we head out, is there anything else anyone wants to do in the store?
Yes.
Okay.
Is there any kind of mundane looking trinkets on any of these shelves or counters?
Yes, there are. There are a section of necklaces that look to be like jade or a jade look-alike carved into upside down triangles.
Interesting. Let's just take one of those.
Yep.
Wow.
You swipe one with hardly a wisp of air.
Sorry, bud.
Arthur's gonna be so mad. Hmm. So before we go, is there general procedure for? Well, I suppose she wouldn't know because these are not. This is not like a usual murder crime scene.
Correct.
These are. Yeah. So, you maybe, probably tell the guards. Although right now they're probably a little bit swamped with, panicking people. Um, um hmm. I mean, we could probably bring them down into the mountain or something. Shrugs.
Who was that to? My apologies.
The shopkeeper, just like she's trying to find a gentle way for him to not have to deal with the corpses, but also she's kind of hoping to be able to pass them along back to youngest.
I'm so sorry. Multitasking. One more time. What are you passing to youngest?
She's hoping to get him his brother's bodies back.
Oh. The shopkeeper says, with all respect, you've paid me a lot, but sooner or later someone's going to ask what happened here, especially with the large blood stains and broken floor, and I'd like to be able to show them so that they don't think that I, stole children or something.
How would stealing children equate to... What kind of children do you have here?
It's been a very long day.
You know what? That's very... You have a wonderful rest of your day. Just walks out.
Eldar, Pud.
Yeah.
Pud is still clinging on to Baboon's robes, carefully looking over the gems they've received.
Gotcha. Baboon walks out with Sophia. Eldar.
Yeah, Pud goes with him, like one hand grabbing his cloak, and they lift it over their own head, so they're shaded still.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Eldar, are you done? Do you follow them?
He's not gonna exactly follow them. He wants to make one stop on the way.
Okay.
Not a very important. He's just gonna buy a few bags of candies and pastries.
Gotcha. Plenty of places nearby that you can do such a thing in. Great. You think to do if you could meet us there. The Yawning Portal. It is the big red building in the middle of all the little brown ones across the bridge. You can't miss it.
All right.
And with that, we're going to cut over to Zoe. Zoe.
Yes.
You make your way back to the Temple of Helm, where you see many of the clerics gathered outside and staring up at the sky and speaking worriedly.
As she's passing everybody, she says, "Don't worry. I'm going to fix this problem. Helm has given me the strength."
The response is something Zoe's gotten used to. They just don't understand.
I don't.
And one of the clerics that you have not really met before, I don't really know because there's hundreds in this building, looks over to you. You're gonna fix this, are you?
Yes, I am. Helm has spoken to me, and this is my mission.
Oh, right. Helm has... That's enough, you hear, as Cleric Faith comes out. Zoe, thank you for the parchment. She walks up to you and looks up at the sky as she holds her hands out.
Zoe would hand her the parchment.
It would seem that our discussion earlier today was foretold. And she looks down to you. You had it before, but I give it again. You have my blessing. Go down there, and if anything, if you find what you're looking for, if you don't, any information you can bring to get this tear of Mystra, whatever it is.
Yes. I will not fail. I promise.
She nods.
Helm is strong within me.
I would send others with you, but we will be needed up here to keep the peace. The people are going to get frightened, and they are going to do rash things. And all our strength will be devoted to keeping people calm. So,
I think that's a great idea. You should stay here, and everyone else. I've already found some people that I'm going to go with. A little bit questionable people, but I think their hearts are in the right place.
she nods. That is what is most important. Well, I wish you luck.
And Zoe would grab her things and head to the yawning portal.
As you're leaving, Zoe, do you have a last name, like a surname of any kind?
No, as an orphan,
Gotcha.
I don't have a name.
Cleric Zoe, you hear from behind you. It's the voice of Cleric Faith.
Zoe would turn around.
Be careful. Please. And remember our discussion.
I will, thank you.
So, you make your way to the yawning portal. All of you do. Eldar, a little bit behind. As you approach the inn, give me a second here. You find Muse. You've seen it once before, when you first came to town, actually. That's weird. It was playing. Oh, I know why it was playing twice for me.
What have I seen once before?
The yawning portal.
Ah, yes.
I need to.
I mean,
Mhm.
I would think that she would have seen it more than once. She's parked next to it.
Yep, that's true. That's a very fair point. It is right here. It is a large building with red tiled roofs and stone walls. And the thing that's striking about it is that it is in the poorer section of town where you mostly see lower, rundown houses, certainly not buildings this wide or tall. And as you enter it, Baboon leading the way, you guys hear voices inside. Give me a second. Let me get all your... If you guys would like to drag all your tokens to the doorway over here, I will get Baboon and Sophia.
Oh no, my token's broken. Token's broken. Token's broken.
Hang on.
Bullshit.
Oh, I
Let's
did
see.
it.
Let's see here. What do we got here? What do we got going on here? Ah, okay. Give me a second. Let me delete that one. And let me get... let me grab your token.
I may need to send it to you.
You may need to send it to me. Yes. That would explain it. Thank you. Very kind.
You're welcome.
Very, very kind, sir. Give me a second. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-dum. Let me upload this. Upload. Sorry, everyone. I just want to make sure that you all have the ability to move. It is important to me. Player agency is supposed to be important, so I heard in DMing 101.
Sounds fake, but
What?
okay.
Alright, so there's that. And then I will get rid of this and then try and drag it out now.
I will try. And
Ta-da!
success.
Okay. As you approach, as you enter the tavern, you see a wide, fairly large room that's also odd. The decor is fairly simple and straightforward. It is all made of wood, highly polished with use and with cleaning. There are round tables in the center of the room, and there are benches with longer tables on the sides of the room. There's a stairway in the back of the common room, and at the front of the room you see a long bar with casks and crates on either side, and what looks to be chimney stoves behind the bar. And most importantly, your eyes are drawn to the center of the room. In the center of the room, there's a very odd structure. It looks as if it's a giant well. A stone wall about 4 feet tall lines this hole in the center of the tavern common room. And on the south side of this hole is an apparatus, a crane of sorts that holds a platform with railing on it, suspended by a very thick rope. You smell, as you enter the room, the smell of fresh baked bread and ale. It is a very pleasant smelling. Whoever made this bread and ale, they got the good stuff. They know what they're doing. And your attention is drawn to the front of the room, where you see 3 fairly young people, early 20s, wearing what looks to be somewhat of adventuring gear. You see a dwarf with red braided hair and a pretty low quality hammer slung on her shoulder. A young man with sandy blonde hair that covers his eyes in a green robe and what looks like a shepherd's staff. And another young man with short brown hair and kind of ratty clothes and a dagger on his belt. And the one in the center is saying, "But a few days ago it was just 1 gold." The man behind the bar is an older gentleman, probably in his 40s, and starting to have thinning hair, but he is made hard as a stone. His body shows that it is lean and fits his clothes very well, and he's got a very relaxed pose, one elbow on the bar. "Yeah, that was yesterday, before mist came over the town, and some crazy just invited anyone and everyone into Undermountain. Now it's 50 gold. And all 3 of them gasp, "Per person." And their eyes widen even more. The one in the center, "That's absurd! We could never afford 50 gold. "Oh, well then, I guess you're not ready to go down there." And you hear the dwarf like slam her fist on the bar. "But that's preposterous! We need to save the town, didn't you hear? No one can leave until someone gets the tear of Mystra." And the older man says, "Yes, I heard. We all heard. Which means every half pint with a weapon and gumption is going to go down there and get themselves killed trying to save it. And I won't have it. Not in my tavern. So, if you have 50 gold apiece, I'll let you down. Otherwise, I'm not going to even touch the crane." But I could even go somewhere else, and there's other ways to get in for free." The older gentleman stands up and crosses his arms. "Well, that's not my establishment, is it?" And another outburst is stopped by the kid with the blonde hair. "It's fine. We'll go somewhere else." And the 3 of them start walking off grumbling. They actually walk past you guys and kind of do this like mumble, excuse me, pardon me. Nonsense. 50 gold. Does anyone stop them or talk to them or?
Nope.
Pud just peeks out from under Baboon's cloak.
I want to stress for the chat and viewers all around. I am apparently famous for reusing similar layouts. And when I say similar, I mean exactly the same. So I have made this tavern from scratch. Thank you all very much. No one shall accuse me of such things.
I mean, they'll keep accusing you, but
No.
like,
Oh, hang on. Why is this not
it'll be
working?
slightly less true.
I made this from scratch, and I'm really proud of it.
It looks wonderful, Squeeze.
Thank you. Why is my dynamic lighting not working?
Because
Oh, probably
fuck
because I gotta
you.
turn it on. Ha ha ha! Woo! Oop. What did that do? That's not right. Why is... Oh, can you guys see?
I have a black screen.
Yep.
What is going on? Fine, I'll turn it off for now.
Did you give us sight?
Oh. I did not. Let me work on that. I forgot how to DM, everyone.
That's okay.
Dynamic lighting. Vision on. Night vision. Muse, do you have night vision?
Yes?
Okay, I gotta ask. I don't know. I don't have your character sheets in front of me. It's 60 feet or 30?
I don't know.
I'll say 60 for now. Did that make a difference?
Yes, I can see again.
Sweet. Eldar, I know you do.
Dark vision, 60 feet. Yep.
Usually it's 60 feet. Zoe, do you have night vision?
I don't believe so.
Gotcha. Pud, I know Pud doesn't have night vision. Like, why would a kobold ever have any need for
Right? What the fuck?
night vision?
Get that shit out of here.
Chat is also blind.
Yes, I know. I'm working on it.
Reminder that Pud has hella dark vision.
Yep.
The good shit.
That
They got
good
that.
shit.
They got that good shit.
Yeah, good.
What I need to do is I need to give you know what? We're gonna choose Pud.
Huh?
Pud.
What?
No, nothing. Just that
You get to be the POV. Congratulations.
you just get to be the one that can see. Why? Hang on. I gotta actually make this attached to you. Ta-da! Oh wow, now everything's gray for some reason.
It's because Pud's colorblind. Sorry about that.
Amazing. Hang on. Let me do a couple of things here. I'm curious as to why that is. That represents Eldar. Huh. All right. I'll mess around with this later. I'm not going to take all session. I'm just going to turn dynamic lighting off for now. Da 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 da. No, I said turn it off. Turn it off. There you go. Sweet. You guys still see nothing but a black screen. Oh, no, there it goes. Okay. Sweet. Okay.
Yep.
We're good. We're good for now. So the young adults, basically barely adults, just passed by you guys. And Baboon goes, Yes, if you would all would like to take a seat somewhere, I will grab us some drinks, yes? Sophia, if you would be a dear, show them to a table. And Sophia just starts walking anywhere you like, dearies.
Bud scuttles to catch up.
Muse is peering down into the hole.
It is expansive. You see no light coming up from it. Baboon goes over to the barkeep and starts having a word with him. You guys could just pick any table you'd like. Probably one with enough chairs for all of you. Oh, I should also note, in case it was not abundantly clear, the tap room is empty. Where would you guys like to go sit?
Muse is sitting.
Ah,
No. Zoe was sitting over here, but she'll move over here by Muse.
I mean, those tables only have 4 chairs.
Sophia would join you.
Bud trots after her.
And
Climbs bodily up onto one of the chairs. Like they're having a little trouble seeing over the edge.
yeah. After a bit, Baboon would return with a tray of several tankards of ale. And he would pause and motion for Eldar to have a seat. Eldar? John?
Yep,
Oh,
he
there
was
you go.
just having some technical difficulties.
Gotcha. It happens to the best of us.
Eldar sitting in the corner, glitching out for a second.
He poses.
So, Baboon will pass out ale to everyone, including Pud, and take a seat himself. And he will say, drink up, my friends, drink up, on me. You all are very busy and very eager, so perhaps I should get straight to the point. So my sister and I are going into business, shall we say. We wish to be merchants. And Sophia leans over towards Zoe. He wishes to be a merchant. I simply wish to keep his head off of a chopping block.
Zoe would giggle at that.
Baboon would, pause and then continue. The problem is, I do not have a, shall we say, storefront. And I have found the people very hesitant to do business with me. You may have noticed we do not look like the average citizen of Whitebridge. So this has made purchasing problematic. But, like any good businessman, I have come up with a better plan. I shall be a merchant attaché. My store shall move with me. It goes wherever I go. But more importantly, I go wherever you need me to go. So I have no store, no need for one. What I do need that I don't have is inventory. I need stuff. And I don't just mean any stuff. Of course, the mundane stuff I could get, that's not a problem. But I need items that are of great worth that I can sell and make a profitable business from. And after doing a lot of research, he slaps the table and then points to the well in the center of the room. That is where I will make my fortune. That hole down there into Undermountain is a doorway to many riches and many, many items of great power. Unfortunately, I have of late lost most of my abilities, modest as they were, and I do not think that it would be very safe or wise for me to travel down there. So I need brave and talented individuals like yourselves to into a partnership with me. Uh, what say you? Something that of interest of you? I promise you, there are many, many benefits with working with Baboon.
Yes, we're all actually supposed to be working together. According to some divine sources.
Ha!
Pud looks up from where they're like taking a sip of their beer, making a face, taking a sip of their beer, making a face. Pud looks up and looks at you, Eldar. I don't know who you are.
Likewise.
So how do you know that we're supposed to be working together? And did you say divine sources?
That's correct. Yes.
Yes, Helm has brought us here.
Well, actually, it was a different deity that brought me here specifically, but I can see how they could have both had a conversation.
Mm,
So I might be a little bit out of my depth as far as religion goes, but I'm not here because of any gods. I'm here because I need to get home. And my idiot friend went
Yes,
down
the
there.
Feywild. I can help you with that.
Can you?
Look, see,
Indeed.
it is important, he says, like slapping Eldar on the shoulder.
What?
Or, no, Providence. That is the word. Sorry, a common is still a new language to me. Providence.
Who's talking?
Baboon.
You have slipped
that's
into
it.
Helaster, bud.
I'm
bit.
trying really
Yes,
hard here.
It's been a while.
I need a drink. You guys keep role playing among yourselves. I will be back momentarily. I can hear everything. Keep going.
So Muse leans forward, kind of. I'm guessing all of us got beers, or
Eldar definitely got something that is at risk of lighting when he drinks it.
yeah, because if it's a beer, then Muse is not drinking that. She kind of pushes it forward a little bit and leans on her elbows. Listen, you all seem wonderful, but that's not why I'm here. I'm not here for a god.
You don't want to go home?
Yes, of course I want to go home. Though apparently right now if I go home, I'm going to get my head chopped off if I'm anywhere near the summer courts.
Pud reaches out and like, hold on, I forgot where we're sitting. Pud leans all the way across the table and like pats the table closest to Muse because they can't reach all the way.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Sometimes going home is not a good option, but as long as you're moving forward, everything will turn out okay.
Were that I could, I would.
There are always ways to move forward. Even if they're options you hadn't considered before, there are always options.
Ooh. She pauses and her brow creases and she grabs the tankard and starts chugging it back.
Oh, be careful with that. Nobody told me it was dangerous the first time I had it, but I learned.
Oh, yep. Nope, that's about as disgusting as I was expecting. Clanks it down. Okay. No, no. I need to get home. I need to get this sorted. Oh gods, I need to speak with my parents.
I don't think you're gonna get home anytime soon.
Well, if I can follow the gruffs back home somehow, then I'm sure it'll be fine. I finally just like presses a hand to her mouth and then like rubs at her face. Me. And she just starts muttering in Sylvan.
Oh, I speak Sylvan. What is she saying?
Fuck me.
uh,
Same thing, still swearing, it just sounds prettier.
It's like swearing in French.
Exactly.
Baboon looks grinning ear to ear. Gods wish to go home. It is all important. It is different, but it brings you together. I do love the gods. They always work in the weirdest ways, and I don't understand them at all, but I love them.
That's nice. Like, squints a little bit, like...
So, let us talk terms. Let me tell you what the Baboon can do for you. In return for working with me in your adventures down there in Undermountain, because I believe it will take some time to accomplish your tasks. If you find trinkets of value that you wish to not be burdened with, you come to me first, and I will purchase them from you for a fair price. I will also do what I can to find you items that will aid you on your journey. And as an added bonus, I will pay the outrageous new price to go down into Undermountain. You see, this place used to be popular once. It was famous for that well over there, which is one of the few entrances into Undermountain. And there used to be 1 gold to go down and come up. It is changed, apparently, I have been told. It would seem the barkeep is worried that crazy wizard's proclamation is going to make anyone that thinks they can fight rush headlong into death. And so he has made the price to go down substantially higher to ensure that those who go down at least have the money to properly outfit themselves.
Valid concern. People can be idiots.
Yes, which makes this a very expensive proposition, but I will cover the cost to come up and down as much as you like, and I have worked out a deal where you can all stay here for long term while you are working with me in your own rooms upstairs. They are to be yours. And we can go look at them as soon as we're done with this conversation. It will be excellent, I promise. In addition, Peanut, and you all hear a small voice. Yes, I'm here. And Eldar, you look down, and you see a strange thing. It's on 4 legs, it has a tail, almost like a small dog or a puppy. Probably about the size of like a, what would be a good example? A smallish dog, like a Maltese. Bigger than that, right? Like a small dog, if that makes sense.
mm-hmm.
But this creature has no eyes, and it has spines running along its back. Peanut. Yes. I am going to put you in the service of these fine adventurers. For the time being, you are to travel with them, keep them safe, and you are to hold items that they may wish to be held and give them items that they might need. Aid them however you can. Oh, okay, absolutely. And its tail starts wagging.
Can Arcana?
Roll an Arcana check. You've never seen
Cool.
anything like this before.
Cool. I have no idea what you are, but you're adorable.
Oh, I'm a Hellmouth.
I have no idea what that is, but you're adorable.
Ah, yes, a very unique find. Hellmouths are creatures dedicated to helping others. They are kind of a pack mind. They serve their mother, which is another word for, say, queen. This one has been contracted into my service, and in return I am placing it at your disposal. They are adorable and very helpful. They are, I suppose the best way to describe them is like a living bag of holding. They can swallow many items, and these items go to a pocket dimension held within themselves. And they can also spit these items back out. Though I will warn you that Peanut is very young and still not the best at it, but they come up with the most useful and random items you could possibly imagine. Don't you, Peanut? Oh, yes, I'm very happy to help.
I see.
So,
Does it require food and water?
yes, technically it does require food. That said, it is not very picky. If you, in your travels, run into ferocious beasts or nasty creatures, which you are most assuredly will do, just make sure not to, clean up too thoroughly.
Muse slowly slips a ration out of her bag and under the table.
It inhales it. Just, and then sits there wagging its tail. So, do these terms sound agreeable to you all? I will fund your expedition. I will purchase any unwanted items off of you for a fair price to increase my inventory, and we will work together, yes?
Are we
think that
required to
sounds
turn over
reasonable.
what we find?
No, of course not. I only wish the items that you do not need yourselves. Obviously, your safety is what's most paramount. If I lose my treasure hunters, then I have no treasure, yes? So, if it is an item that is beneficial to you, or you have other purposes for, of course. Though, I hate to say it, but, it must be said, if you don't give me anything at all, of course, this is an investment I am making. I wish to recoup on that investment, so you are absolutely welcome to keep anything you find down there, but I would ask that you do bring me items that can help me, so that I can help you, yes?
This require a pledge of loyalty.
Well, that's very, very strong language. I was thinking more along the lines of a pledge of friendship.
Do you pledge friendship with everyone you plan on making deals with?
I can tell you that I have offered a pledge of friendship to every person I have ever made this deal with. Sophia snickers.
So, us.
Absolutely. And Sophia just kind of like swallows her drink while smiling and goes, "We're very new to this."
Is that the royal we?
My brother and I. Yes, we are very new. We've had a recent career change, you might say, but for the better and for the best.
Eldar looks at Baboon and puts his hand on the side of his neck and looks at him. Waits a couple of seconds before he and waits until he's about to start talking about anything related to what he's doing right now.
Uh-huh.
The second he starts to talk, he will say, "Of course, Baboon, I'll be your friend in this deal."
Whatever he was about to say stops.
Uh-huh.
And then he
Then he'll
just,
take his hand away.
yeah, he just kind of nods. Excellent. It's always nice to have friends, and a fire, can I see at that. I've always wanted to meet one of your kind. It is an auspicious day.
Oh, yes, why is that?
Because I've always wanted to meet one of your kind, and yet here I am, sitting here, meeting you. And we're already friends.
Yes, we are.
So, I pledge not to stab you all in the back, and you pledge not to stab me in the back as well, because that is not what friends do, and we will all prosper. And one day, you will reach the bottom of whatever this dungeon is, you will find this tear of Mystra, and you will return it to its rightful place, I suppose. I'm not really sure what happens to it after you cure the town.
That's an interesting question, actually. I'm sure I know where it goes, but that's another story entirely.
Sophia, puts an elbow on the table and her chin on her hand. Oh, do you? That's interesting.
Yes, very.
Indeed. Quite an artifact.
One not a lot of people can say that they know about.
Well, everybody in this town, actually.
After a giant announcement, sure.
Was that giant rock that I saw?
You saw a giant rock. Could you describe it, little one?
It was shaped kind of like a cone with a round bottom. It had lots of facets in it. They were kind of all rainbowy, but a lot of red, I think.
Sophia holds up her hand, and a minor illusion appears in it. Give me a second. Did it look something like this? Here, let me do something that doesn't conform to the grid. That appears in her palm of her hand.
Oh. Yes, like that.
I see. Then that was definitely the tear of Mystra. Though how this insane wizard got such a closely guarded artifact is well and truly beyond me.
Yep.
There's a pause as everyone's gazing, and I should denote for those of you who have not seen this before, the illusion in her hand is of a gemstone that is almost impossible to tell what type of gemstone because the color is constantly changing depending on how the light hits it. The illusion slowly twirls in her hand, and you can see that this very well made recreation. This gem was not cut by any tool or stone. It must have been shaped by magic, because its curves are too smooth, its angles are too precise. The way it reflects light, even as an illusion, is impressive. So, am I to understand that everyone at this table understands what the Tear of Mystra is?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Well
Why
then,
is it so
Muse.
important? Todd wants to know why it's so important.
Yeah, Sophia looks down to him. It's a very powerful artifact, my little friend, and one of the few relics that has been touched by Mystra herself, the goddess of magic. It was also the cause, quite recently, for a war between the Feywild and the people of... well, I suppose not all of Ardenfell knows about it, but the High Elves.
Okay.
Would Muse have known that second bit? Like who the war was against?
You knew it was someone in Ardenfell. You wouldn't have known precisely, perhaps, who, because, from the Feywild's perspective, they don't know, the different factions of Ardenfell.
All these motherfuckers look alike.
Eldar, by the way, you have it advantage. Mark it on your sheet, please, for one roll of your choosing.
Woo.
Yeah.
God knows I need it.
Yeah, I know, right?
I made a graph just during this game of my rolls for this campaign. They are terrible.
Yeah. I need to look more into this. I might choose a different system because I'm very disappointed by the fact that when someone redeems something, there's no indicator that they've actually redeemed something. So I have no way of knowing it's actually gone through, right? So we'll work on that stuff. In any case, please continue. Okay. Barring that, Baboon would say, so, whatever the case is, the war was a long time ago, almost a century, and it could have changed many hands between then and now. More than enough time for a wizard to pick it up.
Certainly. Would you excuse me for just a moment? And she tries to scooch around Eldar a little bit.
Of course. He'll move out of the way. I just tried to move my token on the stream.
I do that sometimes.
And she hurries off to a corner of the bar.
Uh-huh.
Now who's the one who's performing indecent public acts?
Shut the fuck up. She's leaning against the wall. Okay. So yeah, she leans her back against the wall, kind of has a hand to her mouth, and it's very clear that she's thinking. And in her mind, she says,
Okay, Din, I have a plan. I don't think you're going to like it, and Ryan's not going to like it either, but fuck it. He went down there without me.
I am already not liking this.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know what the fuck they're planning to do, but I don't know why the queen is after me. I don't know what the fuck is going on, but if we can get down there, claim the tear of Mystra and bring it back, there's no way she couldn't forgive me. There's no way.
I
Yes?
think that's a inspired but terrible idea. Muse,
Terrible how? What?
we're looking for a way to get you home, not for a way to get to the bottom level of a crazy man's dungeon.
Okay, yes, but if I go home right now, where the fuck am I going to go? Went the fucking unseelie territory? I need to find my parents. I need to figure out what's going. I can't go home.
Or, and this is a crazy thought, hear me out, how about we don't go home until whatever this is blows over?
So, when I'm dead.
That might not be the case. I'm
What-
sure things fade with time.
When is the last time you have known a fae, let alone royal fae, to let go, not even let go of, but forget a grudge?
There's always a first.
We are not playing that game. All right, listen. This is important. I need to get back home. I need to figure out what's going on, and I can't do that if there is a literal call for my fucking head. All right? Raya's already went down there. He has until tomorrow morning. And I am heading down there already. I might as well go down with a group.
That makes sense. I understand. And I already know I'm not going to turn you from your course. So at the very
Absolutely
least, you're
not.
doing your utmost that you are capable of to do it intelligently.
Rolls her eyes.
But, Muse, this is dangerous. This is Titania, the queen of the Summer Court. This is not someone to mess around with. Please, we must be careful. Discretion and stealth is a much better option than confrontation.
You think I don't fucking know that?
I will keep repeating it until it's so drilled in your head that it is instinct. Because the last thing I want is to lose you, especially to some self-righteous queen.
She double takes I mean, if we're going to be going that route, listen, I'm sure it will be fine. All right, we're going down there together. We'll find Raya. We have other people who can apparently fight in a very, very shiny kobold. Where did they? You know what? It's fine.
I will do everything I can to keep you safe, you know that. And I'm worried about Raya too. Besides, if what the very bombastic gentleman says is true, perhaps we can find something down there that can aid us. If not the Tear of Mystra, then other artifacts of power.
That's true.
You know I'm with you, Muse, wherever you go.
There's a small smile, and she
hugs him like on her shoulder with one hand and presses her forehead to his. I know. And she heads back over.
I should give you control of Din.
Yeah,
Do you guys see
certainly
Din?
hope so.
Din's token? I forgot that we had that.
It's only temporary.
It's amazing. Why does it even need to be temporary?
Because
Here, you can control Din now.
the boy. Yeah. So finally she wanders back over after a lot of silent hemming and hawing off in the corner, and then randomly hugging her weird owl looking thing. We're in.
Excellent.
yeah.
Go ahead, Eldar.
No, that's it.
I will say, because of a promise I've made, I cannot go down there until tomorrow.
Well, I wouldn't want you to go down there without a good night's rest. So, since we're all agreed, he says, looking at Zoe, who's the only one that hasn't, like, verbally confirmed.
I'm here, aren't I?
Agreed. Then, yes, why don't I show you all to your excellent rooms where you'll be staying for the foreseeable future. Please, come with me. And he stands up and makes his way towards the stairs at the back of the inn. And if you guys want, since I don't have dynamic lighting working right now, if you want to drag your tokens over to the other section over here. Oopsie.
While we're walking there, Eldar is gonna look at Din and just say out loud, "So, do you talk to anybody else?"
Of course
Oh.
I talk to people. Shakes her head.
Sorry, no. I'm
Also, we
talking
can't
to-
get past the wall.
Right, because dynamic lighting will stop you from moving, but it won't actually work. Okay, that's
Yeah,
cool. I'll just
exactly.
move you guys. I'll have this fixed next week. Eldar, you get no response except red glowing eyes.
No, actually, I was talking to the fine creature on your shoulder.
His name is Din.
Din, yes, pleasure to meet you. So you're incapable of speech, or telepathic or otherwise to other people, yes?
He glances at Din and then back at Eldar. You have a familiar.
Right, but not one with such elegant thoughts.
In your
Raises a
mind,
brow.
Muse. In your mind, Muse. That sneaky Ganassi. He must have read my mind like he did the gruff.
Have you been poking around where you don't belong?
These things are sometimes difficult to control. So, only talks to you, I guess?
There's a very... It's hard to say if it's necessarily cold, but it certainly isn't warm. Smile.
Sorry, I'd like to know all the members of my team.
So you probe the thoughts of your own familiar, then?
There's no need, it's a real familiar.
And he isn't?
I have never seen anything like it.
Maybe you should try talking to yours sometime. She
Uh,
will.
He probably would have, DM. Would he have gotten anything?
Oh, I mean, I imagine Eldar's tried like a dozen different familiars from a dozen different wizards. Yes, but you hit the nail on the head. So familiars are fey or demonic creatures, right? I think they're usually fey. spirits.
Fey, demonic, or celestial?
They are sentient, but they are also the most common familiars are sentient and aware, but not a higher thinking. They can't really communicate. They kind of know what you want them to do. They don't really feel pain. There's a reason why wizards have generally speaking, have no compunction sacrificing familiars, right? This isn't always the case, but in the familiars you were talking about, correct, they don't have higher. For example, detect thoughts on a familiar would get you like base instincts at best.
Right. No, usually it's fairly quiet, but you've actually got an open dialogue with yours, which is something I've never seen before.
Maybe because I treat mine better. Which room is mine? Looks over at Baboon.
It's okay, go ahead.
Anyone you want, any room. These are all for you, and they are the highest quality. I assure you. He opens a door, and you guys see, like, the barest, most Spartan rooms. It's got a footlocker, a fairly, somewhat shoddy bed, and a table. And he goes, it's a little bit of fixing up required, but I assure you the quality is, and he, like, puts his hand on the table and, like, it squeaks and bends. Pretty good.
I'll be sleeping in my wagon. Thank you.
I can invest in decorations to make the rooms more accommodating. I don't want to for my treasure hunters to sleep in anything but the best. So, if you all would give me a list of things that might make your room more to your liking, I will see about getting that done for you.
Bud pokes their head in. Why does it need to be better? It has a bed. That's already pretty good.
Baboon will go to Pud and kneel down to be almost high level. My friend, you and I are going to have many long conversations about... hang on. The DM is not thinking of the word. Oh, about excess pleasures.
The metalhead cocks. Okay.
So, out of character, if you all choose rooms, and if you want to send me the DM things that you would like in there, if I can get icons for them, I will tailor your rooms for you.
Oh my god.
It'll be limited to things I can actually find, right? But I like the idea that everyone can kind of make their room their own, because you'll be coming here a lot, I assume.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So, I think with that, we're going to end the session here. And next session, we'll start after a long rest. If there's anything players would want to do that night, if you think of something during the week, let me know. Otherwise, we'll start with a long rest. Not that you guys generally need one, except to refill some spell slots and portents and stuff. And we'll start next session getting ready to go down into Undermountain for the first time.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
So, I was talking to Blue earlier today, and I was like, I gotta prepare level 1, just in case you guys get to Undermountain this session. And we were joking about it. We didn't get there, but, like, we got there. We're ready.
Though?
We're pretty much there. It's fine.
Are we?
So, everyone, thanks for coming. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you are enjoying session 1. I'm going to work on the whole loyalty system and the gold and see what I can do. Maybe I can find a better system out there. I'd actually like to find something where you can see when you gain gold, you can see when you use it, or something along those lines. But for the time being, this is going to be the way the shop works. I'll also have to come up with some sort of rules for how it works, like some way to display the rules. Maybe have chat spam it every 20 minutes or so. But we'll figure it out. I'm glad you're all here. This is the start of a glorious adventure. Trust me, the story ahead for all of you players and viewers alike is going to be wild. So, until next Friday, take care, everyone.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.